Welcome to Old School Garage. For years now, I've been testing multiple scanning devices for your OBD port in your car, van, or you name it. This time is VDiagTool is the next device I'm gonna test, and I heard so many good things about them. They come in a very comprehensive case, to be honest with you, and it's gonna be, well, the reason I'm testing this, you see I got a spare battery in there and some jump leads, and I'm in my Peugeot Bipper van. If you guys remember, this is my little van we're gonna test. So this is a 2011 plate van 1.4 HDI. It's meant to be sprayed now, it's meant to have the new color on, but that's me who decided not to paint it yet because I found another option and the body kit for it. So well, you know me, it's gonna be modified. But in this lovely wintry morning, I've not been using the van for some time, but I need to get it prepped very soon, because when you see inside the thing I removed, I have this Atato head unit in there. I have to remove it because I want to remove this one to get to these units, and the lights is not working. But I have other issues as well. That's why I gonna test this device on this vehicle, and I'm gonna test it on another vehicle as well, an older vehicle which has been my nemesis with every single unit I had so far, and none of them able to test it. So shall we start with this one, and the next one is going to be my 2003 Volvo V70 D5 diesel. So I already installed the software and activated on my phone. This is the menu, actually physically visible menu, not like a screenshot. And I think if my phone can keep the zoom on, I'm gonna show you in real time when we're scanning this van. So this is the little OBD device. It looks quite nice and chunky, you know, not one of those tiny ones. It feels quite heavy. And on these ones, which is I never seen before, you got an USB-C port in there, and they give you the cable with the device as well, which is good. So I guess we can connect our phone straight up to it. So that's really handy. And they give you like a little normal USB to USB-C cable as well, and you got the USB-C cable too. So what we need to do, as any home DIYer, as you know, you probably use one of these. If not, normally you got a little port on your vehicle where you can connect this one up. You can look up on Google search where you can connect it up. I know where is it on mine because I tested it before, not with this device. This is going to be the first time. I tested with other units before for some fault codes, and we used actually proper good scanners on it as well with the boys, with the TIOC 4x4. So we used like snap-on tools on it as well. But I want to see how good this device is now. So on the Bippers, you got to remove this one, this panel, and you see everything is a bit loose in there, loosey, and we need to plug it in there. We got some beeping noise and some green light in there. That's good. Okie dokie. So because we got a cold wintry day, I'm closing the door for a minute. What I'm gonna do, I got my trusty phone in there, because you can download the software, either Android or iOS. I got Android, so I got the software downloaded in there. And what you have to do as well, they do an update. So when you installing your vehicle, let me just show you, you go into updates. So I just want to zoom in there so you can see it. So that's what I mean, updates. So you can choose the cars, what sorts of cars you want to test. So you don't have to download everything to your phone, you know, so it's not taking up all the spaces. I downloaded already for this one, and I downloaded one for the Volvo. So let's get cracking, put the ignition on and see what the fault codes are with this van, because I still have a couple of issues with this van. I like to fix it, and if you're new to the channel, you should subscribe to follow me up what's coming up with the van. Hopefully this year. I keep saying it's going to be done, but as you've seen it on the channel, we've done the SRK, the BMW project is on a go at the minute. So and I some filming going on with the BMW, and I had a bit of an eye infection, so I couldn't film for a month, which is not very good. So we got the Christmas lights in there at the minute, you know, it's ignition on, so that's what we have. We're gonna go to auto scan. It does say you need to be online all the time, which is fine because we got internet. So we got the Peugeot Bipper auto scan. Then once we in auto scan, already engine management ECU 4 issues. Not very good. What? What you mean anti-lock braking system is a problem? Bugger off. So yeah, so this device is, there you go. We had 2 issues coming up. I'm not so happy about this one. Read ECU information. You see, it's very, very, very detailed. What software, downloading date, I don't even understand this. That's very good. Actuation test. You see, you can check every single, well, I've not seen this one in devices before, to be honest with you. This is really good. So we got a pump circulation test, we got front left inner solenoid valve, exhaust electronic valve. Well, we got all sorts of stuff to test in here. You see, that's really, really comprehensive. That's good, good, good. Okay, let's go back to the engine management system. Brake contract signal down. It's maybe down to the snow, to be honest with you, because I'm not seeing these problems before. So we got all the fault codes in there, if you can see. Pre-post heating relay, fault pre-post heating relay. Okay. Before we go any further to delete these, you see, if you see the code, you press on it and it straight away comes up in your Google search, which is AI helped. Then we can go through all the faults. What's the possibility? Right, let's do a clear DTC. Engine shutdown, keep the network connected. If the smart key need to be replaced in, okay. Okay, auto scanning. Clear all DTC. Okay, we still got one engine management issue. So the engine issue we still have, it's electric exhaust gas recirculation valve position sensor fault. That's the EGR valve. I need to look into this problem. So if you want to follow me, you know, in this channel, and hopefully we're going to see the Bipper very, very soon in a very, very different manner. Hopefully one day is going to be done. Then follow me up. Okay, we done all this testing. I'm gonna start the van, turn it off and rescan it. I still have the flashing glow plug lights, but I changed the glow plug relay. Seems to be working better than before, because at least I seen some sorts of a glow plug going out. I need to test it really. Obviously this is the problem in the winter time when it's cold weather, and this morning was cold. It was negative 12 and I've not been used the van for some time, hence why that's why I got the battery in here. Let's rescan the van and see what faults come back up. But the engine management light is gone out. That's the first time, because it's never gone out. I had the engine management light on before, so at the minute it's okay. Okay, so we got two faults coming up. Pre-post heating relay P1350 and the EGR valve 2 is at the fault. I changed this one, so obviously something else is the fault. If you ever had this problem, yeah, we need to look into it. Obviously YouTube is the best way to find stuff, because I think one of them the best platform to find your faults. If you especially if you like me, a DIYer, you know, I'm a car lover and playing with cars all the time. So we finished with this problem with the van. Next thing is to check my car out. The car I never managed to read out, apart from with the really, really expensive readers, you know, like an official Delphi or like a proper service service readers. Normal readers, they just come up with like a fault code, like oh, but nothing else happened. So let's go to the car and check it out. Well, I'm just parked on a sun with the good old Swedish estate, and we're gonna scan this car as well, see if this good old unit working with modern and actually older cars, because my car is 23 years old now. I own it for 11 years. 11 years. That's the longest I think I ever owned a car. I love this Volvo V70 estate. So the OBD device port is down there by your throttle pedal. Just above that is a little window, and we're gonna plug in our little unit. Which I do love this little casing, you know. Sorry, I just one-handed because I'm holding the camera in one hand, but I love this little casing. So if it's just so handy. Look at that. It's a Velcro holding it in. That's it. We're gonna plug it in. Oh, I think it's somewhere down there. So we need to plug this device in. You probably see it better on a camera. And there you go. It's in. So again, I have to do the same thing. Just put the ignition on. Sorry, might be gonna be a little bit bright. So ignition is on. Time for a regular service. Not much fuel in there. I meant to take this petrol station. Let's start up the device again. So again, I'm doing the same thing. Auto scan till the scan is running. There is come up with some brake failure. Stop safely. Fault is maybe part of this scanning. Win code not recognized. Okay, let me check this again. Auto scan. There you go. There you go. We found some faults. Okay. Climate control fault. I kind of know what's that. Because we changed the condenser in there some time ago, and the seals, and somewhere the gas is gone again. So that's that. CEM, Central Electronic Module. Power seat module. Okay, interesting. It's not, to be honest with you, none of these devices normally can scan this car. So we have upper electronic module. Okay, let's have a looky. I know because I removed the stereo from this vehicle, maybe some faults coming up with that. Power seat module, but what I'm really interested in this one. Central electronic module, CEM. Communication with audio module, signal loss. Okay, that's something to do with because I removed it. Left signal too high. Left signal too high. CEM 1CO2. Okay. Power supply signal too high. Okay, that's probably a stored code because I had an issue with my voltage regulator. Control module communication failure. Okay, right. That's good. But you see, this is the first time I actually managed to read out the fault codes. Climate control module, have a looky. Air quality sensor internal failure, okay. You see, siren communication failure. That's probably something to do with the alarm, I guess. UEM 0004, if I'm right, maybe wrong, I need to Google search it. And trunk light, third row, reading light, signal failure. That's actually, my number plate light is out, and I noticed that last night when I was driving the car. Just on a note, I cleared all the fault codes. The only code is stayed in there, which is actually the permanent fault. Everything else was just a store code. I must say, this is actually the first time I managed to read my car with any devices. Never happened before. They normally just come up with a single code saying like, oh, your engine management light is on, but we couldn't read it. Couldn't read the Volvo V70s at all. None of them. And I heard that from experience, from friends, from services, they struggling to read these cars. So guys, if you want to get yourself some really good device, these VDiagTool You see? Worth checking out. They like 100 quid-ish to buy one. I'm gonna leave you the link in the description where to buy it. The thing is, you got such a comprehensive service tool in your hand. I know most people, the VAG group, normally people checking out those sorts of stuff, but I don't. Well, I do have VAG group cars, but older ones. But I think it's very important to know if you're driving other vehicles, you can actually read it, even if it's an older one like this car, you know, 23 years old. And they made them in, I think, 2001 when they came out, this model. So we're talking about good 25-year-old car, and obviously the newer cars is going to be much more easier to read. If you want to get yourself a nice discount, I'm going to leave you some links in the description. You can click on them, check them out, and you can buy them in Amazon, eBay, or wherever, but check the link in the description and maybe click on that as well. Thank you so much for watching. If you're new to this channel, please hit like and subscribe if you wish, and follow me up on my other journey. And if you've seen it, I got a BMW project ongoing, which we hopefully gonna paint soon. At the minute, it's some bodywork going on, and once it's painted, then the next thing is I got another project you don't know about. Well, you kind of know, and then hopefully the Bipper is gonna have a new colors. So thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Ta-da!